It's three guys who combined to play 15 seasons in the National Football League trenches. Well, two guys. And Mackey, who didn't do shit. This is the O-Line Committee.
Gentlemen, it's a glorious week in the National Football League.
Isn't
again.
it, though?
Week 2 transitioning to week 3. We got 2 Monday night games tonight, too. We got Pete Carroll and Jim Harbaugh.
So
cannot wait.
I just want to go to bed. The game doesn't kick off till 9.
Oh, yeah.
Are you kidding?
It's gonna be
like
great.
9. I'm gonna have to watch football till like midnight. I
That's
just
a
wanna go to
lie,
sleep.
dude. That's football for like 24 hours straight. It's amazing. It keeps going into like 2 a.m. on a Monday. Tuesday work, not a chance. Just inject it in my veins. I'm good. We're good. We're good. Let's go straight to the ice.
No, I mean the NFL is the gift that keeps on giving. I mean every week you're like, okay, how are you gonna one up next week? Like you had haymakers, Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson. Didn't have on my bingo card haymakers from Dak Prescott and Russell Wilson, right? Like, and so you never know with the NFL. It's so great.
Haymakers
I love
with JJ McCarthy and
wait.
moving to other topics
Taking
here.
haymakers. Oh
Easy.
my God.
Minute into the
We'll
game,
get,
we'll
you
get
couldn't
there.
help, you couldn't help
We're
yourself,
not
could you,
starting
Matthew?
there. There was
You
too much
could
good
not.
shit to do in the NFL. I'm not starting with the worst. I'm
Thank
not
you.
doing that.
You know what? Let's start with something even better. Go ahead, Mackie. You start us off.
You start us, Mac. What do you got?
We'll start with Menards. Our friends at Menards is where we're going to start. That's
Love
right.
Menards.
We're gonna shout out one of our partners here. O-Line Committee pumped to partner with FVP Auto Parts and Menards this season. If your offense needs a tune-up, sorry they can't help you. But if your car or truck or your boat needs a tune-up, Lucas Oil Greases, part of the full lineup of FVP parts. So whether it's for everyday driving, heavy-duty hauling, or marine adventures, red and tacky grease, heavy-duty grease, marine grease. Oh, yeah, marine grease. Inject it.
Any type of grease.
I wouldn't
These
inject
grease.
grease.
I would.
Don't
I would.
Don't inject,
Don't
the
inject grease.
Don't do it, though.
inject
Don't
the
do it.
grease. Yeah. But head to Menards today. Menards in 15 states across the country, including where Jeremiah is in Nebraska and where Boone and I are in Minnesota. Head to Menards, stock up on FVP and Lucas Oil because performance matters on the road and beyond, unless you are a certain NFC North team who we will talk about later in the show. But let's talk about
something
Mike
better.
number one. Mike
Yes.
number one here.
Yes,
and
yes,
if
yes.
you're new to this, welcome in. We have 1,000 new subscribers from last week on the
Hello,
O-Line
hello.
Committee YouTube
Let's
channel.
go.
Yeah, explain the mic, Mackie. Explain what the mic is.
Yeah, so we, in offensive line fashion, just like a true starting center, we point and identify the people, the things, the teams that are on our minds, the most important things at the center of the discussion here every single Monday. And I want to point to the Chicago Bears and Detroit Lions game that took place yesterday. You guys can take this
Shellacking.
wherever you want, but on the Lions front, we are way too quick as a football society to just like we're on the hunt for which team is going to fall off the cliff, and then we convince ourselves that because they lost this and this, they're going to go from 15 wins to 5, and they're going to fire everybody. It's like that's
over.
Okay, let's pump the brakes. On the Bears side, I don't know. I've been trying to throw up warning signs for months and months, and people laugh because the Bears, look, they got Ben Johnson's going to fix everything. The Bears were always, in my opinion, destined to start 0-2. It's first-time head coach, erratic quarterback who doesn't really know what he's looking at. You're playing a Brian Flores defense in week 1. It was closer than it probably should have been. And then you're going on
Was
the
it,
road
though?
at Detroit.
Was it though?
Well, I know. I mean, like the
was it though?
the Bears had a double-digit lead at one point, I guess, which is the shocking part. But I don't know. If you thought the Bears were going to make the playoffs or win the division, I
Shame
hope
on
you
you.
baked
Oh, shame on
0-2
you.
into
Oh.
the equation.
Get out
So-
of here. Listen,
I
what the
mean-
Lions did yesterday re-cemented themselves back in the NFC North, right? We go back to week 1 versus Green Bay, and we're like, okay, maybe Green Bay really is just that legit. And we'll get to them later, okay? We'll get to them later. But what the Lions did, the fact that they're back having fun, right? They're airing this ball out. They're going over the defense. They're running it all over the place. They're having fun. They're intercepting people. And, like, did you see that they did the stumble play? Did I send it to you, Jay?
Yes.
Instantly. I'm dying. But then the best part comes later, and this is my mic of the whole thing. Ben Johnson's post-game interview when they were like, were you mad that he went for it on 4th down? And he was like, no, it's who they are, and I know that. It was almost like he was so mad. He was like, I should be there with them doing this. He was like, it's what they are. And I was like, it is what they are. They don't give a rat's ass who you are. They're going to just beat the living piss out of you constantly. And then when you think it's over and you're like, they're going to go easy, they just air it out 80 yards to Jamison Williams. And you're like, never mind, they're totally not over anything. Like, they don't care what's going on, and they're back to being the Lions football. Now, I will say they have a problem with the Packers in their division. But for right now, to handedly just beat the living piss out of Ben Johnson and the Bears was like, okay, they're back. And they got a little attitude to them. They're a little pissed off with what they heard people saying about him last week, and now they're going to let you know a little bit. And it was fun to watch, dude. It was fun because you could see that, like, Detroit was giving it to Ben, and Ben was like, God, why am I eating this? And it was like, because Caleb Williams is your quarterback. Are we going to continue to do this over and over again? Like, we'll get to that later, but I don't know how Jay feels about this.
I mean, it's the perfect example of how two teams respond to losses in the NFL, right? Winning teams in the NFL and winning cultures in the NFL respond with, hey, that game was what it was. We're moving on. We still know what we are. We still know what we're about. We're pushing forward, and they come out and they didn't miss a beat. Losing cultures in the NFL and players that are not used to winning, coaches that aren't used to coaching players after a devastating loss like that, come out and still have hangovers from the week before. And that's what we saw. We saw a Bears team that was still hanging on to, oh my gosh, we blew a double-digit lead on Monday Night Football to the Vikings, versus a Lions team that's like, I don't even know who we played last week. All I know is I'm here to beat the living piss out of you, right? Like that's
They're
really
going
what
to
it was.
cage us and prod us if we don't do something better,
right? You know what I mean? That's
100% agree.
That's completely the different mentalities that walked into this game, and you saw it from the opening kickoff. The Lions were there just to pummel people, and the Bears were still like, we really should have won week one. Like we you know what I mean? Like on kickoff, like, can you believe we lost to the Vikings last week? Like they were still dwelling on that. And it was just this, they ran into a well-oiled machine. They knew exactly what they wanted to do against a Ben Johnson offense. They knew exactly how to get to Caleb Williams. And it was just, the Bears never got off the bus, right? They just never got off the bus. And I said it last week, I was really curious to see how this team was going to respond. Right, like that's something you look at from a new first-time head coach. How does he get his team to respond after a devastating loss like that? Whatever he did last week didn't work, so back to the drawing board, Ben Johnson. But we said it on the show when they had the, I think you read the odds. Was it you who read the odds last week that was saying that the Vikings jumped the Lions to be second in the NFC North after last week's performance? No shot should that have been the case.
We're going to go right back to where we were.
The Lions are still
the
Lions are still who they were. They had to get some kinks worked out in the first game on the road in Lambeau, but I mean, I still think the division runs through Detroit.
And can I just say that I'm almost, and don't get mad at me, I'm a little bit mad at Ben Johnson, okay? Because here, you come from this team, right? Like, if I knew everything about a team from down to the exact pass that the quarterback loved to throw, his favorite plays, his favorite cadence, his favorite color in the cadence, like you know everything. And to come out and let him torch you the way that you did, and to know this offense and to know everybody's weakness, shame on you, dude. Like I would have been in the defensive rooms like, hey, this guy's not good with wide rushes. This guy right here, he's not very good with double teams. This guy right here, he's not good with the long arm, the bull rush. This guy right here, he's not great with this. This is how you get this guy to jump. I'd be snitching on everybody. But it looked like, exactly like Jay said, they were sitting there on kickoff return like, can you still believe that we lost that damn game? What? Like, no, dude, you have to move on. And I feel like how much of that falls on Ben Johnson as well, right? Getting somebody ready to play. Like, you're going into this stadium that made you the coach that you are. And your team comes out, and don't get me wrong, for the first half, yeah, they were playing with him, and Rome Odunze was, I mean, it was 21-14 at half. Didn't really look like they could get anything going, and you were like, all right, but the minute that they put the gas pedal on the Bears, it was like, okay, now they have no mercy, and the Bears have no idea what to do. And that falls, to me, that falls on Ben Johnson. Dude, you're going into this stadium that you know is going to boo the living shit out of you. What do
Not
you
only
think?
did they boo him,
Dude,
they started
they went-
the F Ben Johnson chats.
They went nuts.
way,
What do you
for-
expect,
for
though?
what?
What do you expect?
'Cause it's
This is a
Detroit.
team that has
'Cause it's
nothing,
Detroit.
and now they have something, and now you leave, and they're going to be like, but here's what, nobody can really be mad at him. That's the whole goal.
No.
Get your own head gig, right? You want to be the head man. The
be
problem
happy
is,
for him.
that's what happens in the NFL. When you leave a loyal team, they're going to be like, no, you are not one
Dead.
of us anymore.
You're
You are
dead to
dead
me.
to us. And it's funny to me. It's so funny because you see this all the time, and people, like, they really do get emotional about it. Like, you could tell it was wearing on him a little bit. Like, he was like, I should be here. They should be loving me. They hate me. And then afterwards, like, he was so sensitive in the media. The way he was defending Dan Campbell, you were like, hey, for sure, give him a cult fine. That is definitely a cult fine, because he was
no, that's Stockholm's.
That's who they are.
That's Stockholm.
I was like, dude,
that's love thy captor. Love thy captor fine for sure.
Yes. Oh.
He gets a Stockholm.
I love it. I'm here for it. I mean, the PTSD is great, but at the same time, you have to get that team ready to go. You, of all people, know what's waiting at the end of that rainbow. You have been in games like that there. And to walk that team in there and not have them ready for that fist fight, I feel like that falls a lot on Ben. And yeah, there's Caleb again, running around, throwing the ball aimlessly. And it's like, if you have no respect for this damn ball, give it to someone else who does, please. Because you are in the fight of your life, in the enemy's territory, and you carelessly just give them the ball again. Like, it's like, drives me nuts at times, because I'm like, dude, it's not college. He still thinks it's college. He runs around like it's college. Have you noticed that pro quarterbacks don't do this zigzaggy thing? They either go out of the pocket and they're up the field, or they go to the sideline and they're waiting for time, looking, and then they're throwing it away. It drives me nuts. And that's kind of him and the Ben Johnson thing right now that's getting at me. That's like, you guys were supposed to have an adequate team, and so far this year, you have failed on both occasions. Like, you didn't even make this last game competitive.
Ben doesn't want him to do that. Ben's whole offense is based on rhythm, on timing throws. Like, that's it.
I know.
That's his whole offense. And so you're at war now with the scheme and the quarterback. And I don't think Ben knows what to do. I don't think Ben knows. Like, Ben's like, I'm not going to shift my offense to Caleb to cater to Caleb to cater to Caleb.
Ooh,
cater to Caleb. Like, because if he does that, he'll lose his whole identity. Right? But I'll say this. Aiden Hutchinson was on a warpath. I think he had to knock a little of the rust off week one.
Which is
right.
fair.
He had to get back to
Totally
it. But
fair.
this week, he looked like the unblockable Aiden Hutchinson we were used to seeing.
Yeah. Yeah, that's another theme that, okay, the Lions lost this. They lost that. They lost coordinators. They lost Zeit. They lost 40% of the
Finally,
offensive
they get
line.
something back.
They gained maybe the best edge rusher in the league before the injury back on defense.
And he's so
which
young,
matters.
too, which is
Those spin moves that he was putting on the tackles were nuts.
Insane.
Like, I watched it on when he, like, there was a thing on Instagram where he was talking about, like, how he was going to do this move against Penei Sewell in a one-on-one, and it was going to work, and then it did. And then I watched him do that move to Darnell Wright and escape on Caleb. I was like, dude, this dude dude's on a different level. He's got a counter to his counters. Right? Yeah. The best pass rushers in the league, they have a pass rush plan, and they have a counter plan. The greats, the elites, have a counter to the counter. Right? It's like, hey, I'm going up the field. I come back inside. Oh, he overset. Now I spin. Like, he has 3 premeditated moves in his arsenal at every time, and that is borderline unstoppable.
Hey, one more thing on the Bears, and then we can get to a new mic here if you guys want. So they're 0-2. When do they pick up their first win? Home against Dallas this weekend.
Maybe.
I don't think
I don't know.
Dude.
Giants took him into deep water.
Time out. We're going to go there next, but I don't think that's their first win. Let's be honest.
Okay.
Keep going.
Okay. At Pete Carroll's Raiders. I'd like to see one more game of them tonight before.
I would too. I'm going to say that
they had some juice in week 1.
Let's see what they look like against old Harbaugh here.
Who's after Pete Carroll? Just give me one more.
Then you get a bye week, and then you go.
They'll win that one.
There's that. There it is.
Yeah,
There's the
they'll
win.
win the bye.
They
They'll
won't
win that
lose.
one.
They won't
As long as no one gets arrested, you win the bye.
We're good. We're good.
Although if Caleb gets arrested, maybe Badgett
That's a
starts.
win. I don't know. Keep going.
At Washington, and then week 7 home against New Orleans.
Listen, I'm going to say it's Washington. Okay, for sure that's a win, because I feel like Washington is on the decel this year. This last Thursday game just drove me nuts. We'll get to that later, but that might be their first win. I'm telling you, man, they have a lot to go through.
So you're saying they start 0-5? Or is that 0-6? 0-4?
Yeah, that's
well,
not
I mean,
unheard of.
it's not unrealistic.
Have you been watching this erratic play out here lately? I mean, dude, at one point I was yelling at the TV, who are the safeties? Do they know what safeties do? I was losing my mind. I could not handle it. It was like, okay, this is just going to be such a bad day.
All right, new mic.
Hit him, Jay. You've been waiting forever. You're so excited to talk about this team a little bit in a good way. Do it.
The New York Giants. They looked much improved. We talk about jumps from week 1 to week 2. Like, I thought they came out and this high-touted defense that the Giants have is what lost them the game. It was not the offense. The offense did everything that they needed to do. I mean, Russell Wilson threw for 450 yards, I think it was.
Insane.
Nuts, dude.
Moonball.
Okay, but until the old 500 mystery package to the safety.
Hey,
like,
don't you dare. You can't
But
do that.
I will say, this game in itself was maybe the most entertaining game I've ever watched in my life.
It was insane.
From penalties to turnovers to lead changes to kickers, like everything that you could wish for in a game from an entertainment standpoint. Now, from a head coach standpoint, you want to put a bullet in your mouth, right? But from an entertainment standpoint, it was incredible, right? Like you're watching, I think at one point, the left tackle for the Giants had 4 penalties in a row.
4.
Like,
and then he's like fighting everybody on the sideline.
And then
like,
on the
no,
sideline,
that's not how it goes. That's
they
not
pulled
how
him on
that
the
goes.
sideline. And he's like, "How dare you?" It's like, buddy, you just got.
Are you
4
serious?
penalties
I was watching Carmen Brasillo like in his face, and I was like, Carm, I will fight him for you. Is this dude for real right now? Like the fact that you even have a leg to stand on was insane to me. Jay, you want to talk about one of the greatest games that came out of nowhere, like left field, right? Like I think I read, was it like 9 lead changes or something like that? It was just back and forth the entire game, and you were like, okay, well, this is going to be the dagger 10 seconds later. This is going to be the dagger 2 minutes later. You're like, okay, this definitely has to be the dagger, right? Like,
it's kind of like what the Bengals did when they were really bad. They were like, just throw it to Jamar Chase. Right? Like, hey, if you're not doing so well, find number 1 and just throw him the football.
or
like,
find 17.
Just throw
that
it to
guy,
Malik.
too, was doing great.
That's the thing. And the thing that I couldn't understand about Dallas is they didn't adjust one time. Like they're getting burned deep time after time after time. They're like, no, just keep playing the same defense, boys. It's fine. Eventually they'll crumble. It's like, are you guys not paying attention to what is happening? Like, get some safeties back there. Stop playing man coverage. They're getting absolutely cooked.
You mentioned 17.
We're good.
Wan'Dale Robinson.
Wan'Dale Wright, baby.
This is how you know that this is a crazy, chaotic YOLO game. Wan'Dale Robinson for the Giants had 8 catches for $142 and a touchdown. And in all of those categories, he was the Giants' second receiver in catches, yards,
Isn't that crazy?
and touchdowns.
Dude, that touchdown to Malik Neighbors was insane, dude. Insane. I'm telling you right now, this is the offense that they've been waiting for. And I'm not getting crazy. It's week 2. Russ has not shown me anything. But the fact that he just went out there, like, I feel like the number one deteriorating thing with a quarterback is their ability to throw the deep ball. And Russ showed us yesterday, I still have that moon ball, right? Instantly, in my mind, I go, all right, he's kind of back a little bit. Because what did he just do? He made all the safeties for the next 3 weeks go, got to be back. Got to be super deep, right? So now everything's going to be coming underneath the middle of the field throws, right? Like all these things open up. But wait. What's awesome is not only is it Malik Neighbors, but now you have Wan'Dale Wright that can do it, like Wan'Dale Robinson. Like all of a sudden you're talking about. You have 2 receivers that are out there, and now it's not just everybody following one guy around. Like now you've shown everybody, like, hey, now you can either pick to choose and stop Malik Neighbors the entire game. This guy's going to start cooking, or we can spread it out, and you're going to have to figure out a way to stop both of them. Like it's become really exciting for the Giants. But on the other hand, how much does Dallas miss Micah now? You want to talk about the guy that could have been the equalizer in that game. You really didn't have that. I mean, that's the one thing where you're like, games like that.
They stopped the run, though.
They stopped the run.
They did.
450 to Russ in the air, though. What's like at some point they're like, guys, he's like 40. He just threw 450 yards.
He's been kicked off 2 teams. Like the Broncos
literally
booted him,
kicked
the
off.
Steelers booted him, and now you guys are going to revamp his career.
That's
but I
why
will
I'm
say
like,
for
man,
Giants fans that are listening, I have watched the tape. I have gone through and watched it. I watched it this morning. I watched it last night. Tyrone Tracy is a problem. He's not seeing the field. He's missing cuts. He's missing holes. Like Scadaboo is just, I mean, he's just a hammer and the world's a nail. Like he has no vision. I
love that
metaphor. He has
nothing,
dude. He is just like handball and
he's Tom Radman reincarnated.
Like, he doesn't see the field. He just goes for it, and I can respect that. But from your RB1 and Tyrone Tracy, he did not take the jump that I expected him to take into going into year 2, which is he's an unbelievable athlete. But remember, he's a converted wide receiver, right? And things are happening, and teams are moving and stunting, and there's multiple times like the center would get cross-faced and the center would pin him, and instead of him shooting about the back door, he was like, oh, I have to run this way. Like there's so many rushing yards left on the field from just poor vision from the backs, right? And so that's what I'm looking at going, man, if we can get some of this run game cleaned up, and like Booney said, now that we have the deep threat, if they can get Scadaboo and Tyrone Tracy going a little bit more, this offense is going to be exactly what it's designed to do. Take the top off, run the football, right? That's what Dable did in New York with the Bills, with Josh Allen.
Yep.
Right? Take them deep with Diggs, take them deep, and then pound the rock. Yep. I mean, this offense is heading in the right direction, but the bigger problem is the defense.
Yes.
Like, where was Dexter Lawrence? Where was Kayvon Thibodeau? Where was Abdul Carter? Where is Brian Burns? When the game is on the line and you go down the field and your offense scores to give you a chance, you know that these dudes have the biggest leg in the NFL as a kicker. And you get them backed up, and then you just forget how to tackle. You're not wrapping up. You're not going underneath. Like, it just feels like the Giants are 10 steps forward, 10 steps back, and then they find themselves in the exact same position, whether it's from the offense or the defensive side. They just can't put it all together, and it's driving me nuts because that offense is exciting to watch when they're clicking and they're going, but then it's like, oh, now the defense can't stop anyone. It's like, gosh, dang it, boys, get it together.
Thank God, though. Thank God they got it together because, I mean, they kept it competitive the entire game. That game could have been a runaway quickly, but to the Scadaboo thing, he reminds me a lot of Mike Allstott. Like, you're just like, give this dude the ball and something crazy is going to happen in a minute. I love it. And then, like you said, you pair that with Tracy. Like, the offense is starting to come together, and for whatever reason, I thought this D-line was going to be insane. Right?
Dominant. I thought they were going to be dominant.
You look at them, and you're like, okay, these dudes are for real. But I'm telling you, the guard from Dallas is Booker, right?
The rookie, Tyler Booker, and then Tyler Smith's the all-pro that just got a bag.
I saw Tyler Booker one hand Abdul Carter, and it was the most lethal thing in the world. And instantly I was like, that's your problem right there. Like, your front four are getting pushed around by rookies. Like, at some point, if this defense is going to come together, they need the front four to fucking find themselves. Seriously. Because that was the one thing going into the season. Everyone was like, if you can't figure out how to block these four dudes, it's going to be a long game.
For sure.
They figured it out. Dak put up 400 yards almost on his own. And they didn't seem to have many problems
with a backup center in there, right? I mean, Cooper Beebe's out 4 to 6 weeks with a high ankle now. That's a long time. So now I think Huffman, right, had to come in there at center for them, and he played some guard for them last year, right? But then he came in and they didn't miss a beat. And you're talking about, hey, if there's a backup center in there, Dexter Lawrence should feast. He should feast. And I know he missed a lot of time last year, and he's getting himself back into form too. But they need those dudes to show up. There's a lot of money on that front four. Right. First-round pick in Kayvon Thibodeau. First-round pick in Abdul Carter. I think Brian Burns was a first-round pick at 1.2. There is too much talent and money on that front four for them not to be wreaking havoc constantly, and they didn't show up in the biggest moments that they needed them.
Gosh, here's the problem for the Giants though. Now they're going to
wounded animal in Kansas City this week, dude.
And then the week after that, it's Jim Harbaugh's Chargers, which are going to try and pound it down their throats.
Same thing.
They do go at New Orleans in week 5, so that should be a game. They might be favored even on the road in that game. And then there's a 4-week stretch after that in October where you go Philadelphia at home on a Thursday, at Denver, at Philadelphia the following week, and then San Francisco.
I think I'm going to try and go to that Thursday night game.
In the face with their schedule here.
I'm going to try and go to that Thursday night game.
Yeah. Dallas, if CeeDee Lamb in week 1 catches a couple passes he normally does,
2-0.
They're 2-0 with a win over the Eagles, 2-0 in the division. So are we? I mean, they're an easy punchline for 30 years, and of course they trade Micah Parsons eve of the season. Does Dallas have a little bit more juice than maybe people thought a couple weeks ago?
Yeah, for sure. I do.
Getting George Pickens and freeing up CeeDee Lamb, and then when they key on CeeDee Lamb at the end of the game to have that second go-to receiver,
dude,
it's huge for them. Yep. And then adding Williams as the back, Javonte he's a great back for them. Yeah, right, he breaks tackles, he runs in between the tackles really well, he catches the ball well as an outlet. Like this offense is better than it was last year.
Dude, they were a 12-game winner
before
3 years in a row
before Dak
when
ripped his
was healthy.
Like, and we all love to rip on Dak. He can't win the big ones. He can't do it when he gets in the playoffs. Very similar to Lamar Jackson. But this dude knows how to play the quarterback position. He knows where to go with the football. He's mobile enough to create with his feet. Like, I think a lot of us wrote him off last year because he started slow and then blew his hamstring up. It's like, oh, is he washed? Dak is not washed. Dak is still as good as he can be. He's still probably, when he plays like this, he's a top 10 quarterback in this league, right? He can do things, he can create. I think Dallas has a lot more juice and a lot more confidence than people have. And tell you this, I was reading, I think, PFT this morning. Schottenheimer said that 70 yards is Brandon Aubrey's range. And I believe it. Like, once the ball crossed the star, like, once the ball crossed the star, I was
it's
like, well,
good.
This game's over. Right? Like, this game is completely over. Like, if you're trying to defend against a field goal with the Dallas Cowboys, you can't let him cross the 50. Like, that dude's leg is such a weapon in the NFL.
Which is amazing, right? Like, how nice is it to fall back on that, right? Like, once you cross over the 50-yard line, you're like, hey, no matter what, we're walking away with 3. Like, that's always got to be great. Like, you're like, this is incredible, especially in a league where kickers are just screwing it up all the time. But
oh my God.
I think more importantly for Dallas, I have the same question. Defensively, how are you going to stop anything? Like, you're just letting all these plays, and no offense, but you're letting it happen to Russell Wilson.
They bottled up Saquon the week before a little bit. Like, they bottled up that Eagles defense offense a little bit more. I think that they're still trying to find their way without Micah Parsons, right? Like, if you think about
I would agree with, and that's
if
my
you
whole
rip
point.
if you rip out your heart and soul of your defense right before season begins, there's a void there.
But
There's a huge void that someone needs to step up and take. I don't know who it is. Kenny Clark's going to try, but he's only been there for 2 weeks. Like, that's going to be a forced issue there. Diggs, you never have the heartbeat of your soul be a corner. Ever. I'm sorry. That's not how any of this ever works. No. I don't know who the emotional leader of that defense is when things start going awry like they did on Sunday, where, hey, the Giants are having their way. They're doing like, who's going to step up and answer the bell?
Yeah.
That's the biggest issue. That's what's holding Dallas's defense back right now is there's not someone who's wearing a star on their helmet. Coaches can do whatever. Someone wearing a star on their helmet has to walk out there and go, boys, enough. And then you have to back it up with your play. Right? How many times did Micah Parsons probably walk out there and be like, all right, man, this is going off the rails. I got us. Boom, sack, fumble, call game. It's over. They don't have that piece anymore. And that's going to be what they have to fix in order to be a true contender in this league.
That's my whole problem. What if the 1 year your offense started to figure it out, you traded away your best player on defense? Your offense is now playing amazing, right? We even said it. Week 1, CD catches a couple balls. That game goes differently, and everybody knows it. We all agree. Like, I walked away from week 1 going, okay, Dallas is going to be trouble.
Yes.
I got you, Jerry. But you made the cardinal sin. You traded away your defensive captain. You screwed up because now your offense is clicking with Shoddy, and all of a sudden your defense is now the one going, we don't know what to do. And there's no pressure on Russ. And yes, you can say that they were getting pressure on Russ, but he threw for 450 yards. A guy who got kicked off. They paid him $40 million to not play on the team. Let's put that into context.
More than that, actually.
Yeah. Let's put that into context. You let that dude throw 450 yards on you. That's why this is so ironic. Again, Jerry, the one time your team has started to figure it out. You're running the ball well with Javonte Williams. You're throwing the ball over the place. CeeDee Lamb's coming together. Like, even I'm liking CeeDee. Your defense, and it's like, oh my God. Russ throws it 50 more yards for another touchdown. At one point, the defensive back had his hands over his eyes. There was double coverage. It's like, you guys are so screwed this year because you're going to have to be the Bengals from last year. You're going to have to put up 45 points every week to win these games. How long can you sustain that, right? And you wouldn't have to do that if you just have paid one guy. Jerry, you did it again. You're driving me nuts. It's killing me.
I also think it's hysterical that after this big fight with Micah Parsons and contract, he's extended his fullback in Hunter Lupke,
tight end.
And then he extended his tight end, and then he extended his left guard.
Yep.
It's like, boy, like
record-breaking deal.
Jerry, what are we doing? Like,
Jerry,
you had the 26-year-old best pass rusher, and you were like, no, we're going to pay these other 3 positions and then let this dude go on to one of the best.
Because you know how hard it is to find a fullback out there, so you got
right. They're slim pickings. Hey, before we get off this, can we talk about this left tackle? This meltdown, like. What the hell happened that all of a sudden we're fighting dudes on the field, then we're fighting the sideline? Like, you go into one of the most explosive places in the NFL, it's a divisional rival, and you lose your mind on the first drive, forcing a rookie to come in
who played well,
really well.
Marcus Membao played very well.
He's obviously a really good player, but you may have just lost your spot to a rookie because you were out there messing, like, false start. 2 unnecessary roughness. It's like, dude, what What are we even doing? The number one rule of every great team is don't penalize yourself, right? I'm not going to shoot this team in the foot by doing something stupid. You open hand slap the dude in the face. Like, dude, that's some like 1980s shit where I was like, wait a minute, what?
Granted, the
What?
dude did fall. I get what the block. So the blocking scheme is it's called a club. Right, like on draws as a tackle, you're supposed to set him
like,
up the
throw
field
him
and
up
then
the field.
club him by. And I get it, the dude slipped and you just haymakered across his head, but you can't do that, right? You can't do that. And I think the biggest thing here is we're talking about a lot of good things on this Giants offense, minus their all-pro left tackle. Right. Andrew Thomas comes back. This offensive line's
could
got
be
some juice.
interesting. It
Like, and
could.
they can get the run game figured out with Tyrone Tracy. Like, there's still things they have to get better at. But if I'm coming out of this game, like, they might be the only team in the NFL after a week 2 loss that feels better about themselves than after a week 1 loss.
I know exactly what you mean by that too. Like,
Like,
you're in the
you-
meetings, like guys,
you lost the
guys,
game. Like,
hear me
yes,
out.
you lost
Hear
the
me out.
game, but after week 1, the sky was falling in New York.
Yep.
Right, start the kid, get Russell out. Like, this is all over.
Neighbors
Fire
wants
Dave,
out.
Joe Sheen, Dable, put them on the
Fire
axe
them
block.
all. Yep.
They're all walking into that building this morning feeling
Hey, buddy.
a lot better about themselves than they did. It's like
that
it's
play.
just a natural thing. It's a weird thing, but
It
like
is.
there's some smiles in that building, and they're watching the tape, going,
Hey,
"Yeah,
it's
we can
when
win.
they
We
catch those
can win
touchdowns,
games."
Probably
look
not the
around and
next
they go,
2
"We got
weeks,
it."
but we'll beat the
I don't
Saints
know.
in like a
Hey,
month.
the
It'll be
Chiefs.
great.
I think they could beat the Chiefs.
Okay,
Oh,
let's
put your money where your
Okay.
mouth is right now.
Let's do that. Let's do that.
Let's
New
do
Mike.
it.
New Mike.
You ready?
Kansas City Chiefs.
0-2 for the first time since 2014. Patrick Mahomes was.
Y'all
a
didn't have
freshman.
100 yards rushing. Shut your ass up. We won the
Dude,
game.
That was
That was
hilarious.
so
that little
great.
interaction at the end of the game when he was like, "Man, y'all ain't even doing that." He just looked at him like, "Man, shut up." It's like, dude, this is hysterical.
He did it as part of his cadence. Like, that was my favorite part. He's like, Chris Jones is losing his mind on the other side of the
Losing it.
scrimmage. And Jalen Hurts is like, man, we won the game. Shut your ass up. Delta said, huh? Like, he just like rolled right into it. Gosh, I was like, that's so demoralizing. That's
One of
so
the
on the
best.
hot mic moment, too.
rock fights I've seen in a long time. Like, this game was exactly what you wanted. it to
Spags
be.
did everything he needed to do, man.
Dude, you could see the safeties from 15 yards away just full on booking it, and it was like, here it comes. Like, dude, everything about this game. But who would have thought it comes down to Kelsey with the ball in his hands, and it comes right out. And you know, I know. And you know what? I have a theory. It was the outfit pregame. That's exactly what it
Oh,
was.
his stupid short
Kelsey,
pants.
you're from Cleveland Heights. Okay, we grew up 5 minutes away from each other. I swear to God, you are really embarrassing us with those shorts and that upper, whatever that was. I don't know what it was, but
Tay
the-
picked it out.
the whole game, right? It's just a back and forth melee. And then it comes down to the two biggest playmakers on the team. And for whatever reason, it doesn't happen. It just starts to make me think that this team is probably falling a little bit more down, right? Like, that is a for sure thing. 2 years ago, 3 years ago, we're like, oh, that's easy touchdown. Now it's coming off his hands. And I'm not trying to say, like, the sky is falling here. I'm just going, you guys are 0-2. And at some point, you have to kickstart this thing, and your leading rusher can't be your starting quarterback because he's not meant to run the ball. I don't know how else to say this.
What do you have,
I mean,
like 60, 70 yards
60
rushing?
yards rushing. Here's the problem. Every offseason, they go in and go, let's find another speedy receiver. Got it. And it's like, okay, that's great. And then you get him and he breaks his shoulder because he runs into your fat tight end. That's great. But here's your bigger problem. You can't run the ball. And now everyone's like, let's feast on this quarterback. It's starting to become like you see tendencies. And now I get why they go, you have to change your tendencies constantly. Because if you don't even, I'm like, watch this. It's a pass. I know it
Well,
looks like a run, but it's not. Watch.
To your point there, too, I saw something from Mahomes that I haven't seen from him in a very long time. Missing a wide open walk-in touchdown over the middle. Thornton blows by the dude. It's a slot fade, and Mahomes just misses him. You know why? He's been hit. He's been running. He's out of rhythm. Like, that's the kind of stuff that has not been in Patrick Mahomes. Now, he comes back and he hits him later, but it's too little too late.
That was
like, that's a walk-in touchdown. If he hits Thornton right there, but he's moving off his spot, he's getting hit more, he's not, his things are speeding up in his head. Like, those are the kind of things that happen when you get your quarterback hit and he feels the weight of 0-2 on his shoulders. Right, Mahomes feels that. We can't run the football. We're down 2 scores. I have to put my Superman cape on, but the problem is his supporting cast isn't there. Hollywood Brown, Tywan Thornton, and Travis Kelce, no thanks. Like, I'm sorry, no thanks. Like, that's not what I want to feel against an Eagles defense that is literally trying to kill me. Like, they wanted to murder Mahomes as many times as possible. The Chiefs are in uncharted, dangerous territories, people fighting all over the place. This could get ugly for Kansas City.
This is also the third straight year. I know it's only 2 games, but it feels offensively a lot like last year and even the year before that. This is the third straight year where their offense has been decidedly mid. The last time they were better than 15th in scoring offense, so points per game, was 2022. But they've had their defense has taken a step forward. It's been like the formula for winning for them the last 2 years has been one of the best defenses in the league, either win that way or keep the game close enough so that you can sprinkle like Andy Reid, Patrick Mahomes
dust in the fourth
Mahomes stuff on the end of it. Yeah.
But
absolutely.
when you're playing super close games because you have a hard time getting that extra touchdown that you used to get in 2020, 21, 22, well, if Travis Kelce has a bad moment where a ball bounces off his hands, like that's the margin. You no longer have the 21-point lead that you had in 2019 or 2021. So they've been operating on this razor thin margin for the last 3 seasons, but they've been so good walking that thin line. But by the way, so they get the Giants this weekend and they'll be favored. But upcoming in the next 2 months, Baltimore, Detroit, Washington, Buffalo, Denver, all lurking on their schedule.
Oh, it's going to be on like Donkey Kong over there in Kansas City. So I want to know, Jay, are you taking the Giants this week over them?
I don't know yet.
Oh,
It's
no.
up in the air. I think it's a lot closer than people think. Like I don't think that this is like, oh, this is a Chiefs get right game. Like I don't think you can label it that. You can't label it as like, hey, this is where the Chiefs figure it out and get together, right? Because the Giants, yes, they lost, but they have some momentum. They're coming back home, right? This game's in is this in the Meadowlands or is this in Kansas City?
This game is in the Meadowlands.
Right, so they're coming back.
It's a Sunday Night Football game.
Sunday Night Football, coming back home. There's going to be some juice there. Like they feel like they're taking a step in the right direction, right? So vice versa. You walk into the building this morning as the 0-2 Chiefs or the 0-2 Chiefs.
We're not doing this right
now. The Chiefs feel good. The Chiefs feel excited.
Which crappier team feels better?
The Giants feel good. The Giants are like, hey, we took steps in the right direction. The Chiefs are looking around going, what the hell is happening?
No.
Right? I don't know. I think I'll put my money where my mouth is.
Do it.
I think the Giants beat the Chiefs this week.
All right, I'm taking the Chiefs. I'm taking the Chiefs.
Steak and a beer.
And here's why.
I'll put the Giants on the Chiefs.
Hey, listen.
Chiefs
You
roll.
might think the Giants are walking in, and they are. They're looking at each other like, hey, we did some good things, right? Like we can't get cussed out the whole day. The problem is the Chiefs are walking into a room going, we're about to get cussed out the whole day, and the only way that this cussing out stops is when we get a W. And so now you're going to see the Chiefs put on a hurtin'. Just wait.
Okay.
You're right. You're on the record. I did add it to the steak and a beer.
That's fine. You can put it on the steak and the beer bet.
But I want to add some more context to this game because the Chiefs went to the Super Bowl last year. I think you're gonna like this context. Am I on something or onto something when I add this context? Right. Mm-hmm. So they get smoked in the Super Bowl. Mm-hmm. They lose the follow up to the Eagles. You got aging Travis Kelce. You've got Andy Reid maybe getting toward the end of his coaching career at some point. You are 0-2 in a tough division playing Sunday Night Football in Week 3. Is the dynasty on the line on Sunday Night Football? Am I on to something?
I think you're on to something.
If you lose,
I think
you're probably not making the playoffs, and therefore
is 0-3 like a 2% chance of making the playoffs? I think very few teams have ever done it. I think you're on to something because not only are you going to lose that, but you're losing to the Giants. Right, like you're looking at a team who's been struggling for a long time, right? And it's the whole, oh my gosh, you should go in here and of the 0-2 teams, you should take care of business. But if you let the Giants do what they just did to Dallas to you, which do I see that happening? Not really, because I think that they're gonna get pressure Russ so much that it's gonna take him out of his element. But at the same time, if it does happen, yes, I could easily see this ending the dynasty.
I don't know if it ends the dynasty because you're really only one game. You really only lost one conference game. Right, you've lost 2 to the NFC. You lost to the Eagles. You lost to the Giants. You're really only still like if you're looking at playoff picture, like the division's probably gone, but you're only down 1 game in the AFC. Right, you're gone. You've lost to the Chargers. Like there's still a path there. So I'm not saying the dynasty is on the line, But
Yeah,
I think
the
that
year.
I think
That's
the double digit win year is probably gone.
This is how I would market it if I was an NBC executive. That the dynasty is on the line tonight.
Here's a guy who
Waiting
is
all
going to take the
day.
dynasty on his shoulders.
I'm not ready to hear Collinsworth just
Yes, you are.
sloppy
Stop it.
Mahomes for 3.5 hours because that's what's coming. Like he had this one circled since the season started. Like, oh yes, I get to talk about Taylor and I get to talk about Patrick. Oh, I can't wait.
Collinsworth.
You know, Patrick's been doing it by himself
That
all year.
bastard last night. He tried to create drama with Justin Jefferson toward the end of that game.
He was like,
Hannah
I'm
on
just
Jefferson.
saying, 18.
He doesn't want to be
Probably
here anymore.
getting mad. Might be here. And it's like, oh, easy there. Chris, you need to also put more Botox in your face, Chris. Like, put more Botox so that your face doesn't move when you talk. You just kind of look like this.
I think it's going to be great. And here's a guy could throw it all the way to the end zone.
Hey, why doesn't
excited
he do
for
the
it.
slide in anymore? Is it because I think it's because Al Michaels, when he was the guy on Sunday nights, I think he had it in his contract that like the first 2 minutes
For him.
were him solo, and then Collinsworth would slide in. And Tirico maybe doesn't have that same clause, so they just
Slide in
start.
was
the
I miss
pregame.
the slide.
I do too.
I do too.
I miss the Collinsworth slide in.
I think we need to bring it.
Not him
back.
talking, just the slide.
Yeah. They could just slide him
Not
in with a
his
zipper
slopping.
on his mouth.
Not his slopping on old Mahomes.
Yeah.
But yeah.
All right, we got more mics coming up here. There's still plenty to get to off yesterday. A shout out real quick here to MyBookie. So if you have like strong opinions on football and you want to put your money where your opinions are, MyBookie makes it very easy to get in on the action. NFL Super Contest Survivor pools, all the spreads, player props, and in-game lines you could want. And if you're new to MyBookie, use the code OLINE to bet anything you choose. And any bet you choose up to $500 is fully covered. That's mybookie.ag. You make your play. If it doesn't hit, you get it right back when you opt in using the bet back bonus token. So again, mybookie.ag, promo code OLINE. No better time to jump in. No better place to play. There's a Vikings scratch game ticket also in the Twin Cities for the Minnesota portion of the O-line committee audience here. And even though this doesn't appear to be the Vikings year, it could be your year or your season when you play the Minnesota Vikings scratch game from the Minnesota Lottery. Every time you play, you have a chance at $100,000. Great second chance prizes like cash and season tickets. And yeah, celebrations are highly encouraged, just like in the National Football League. So say I'm in and play the new Vikings scratch game from the Minnesota Lottery today. You must be 18 or older to play.
I'm in. Is it my turn? Because that's a
Sure.
great segue into our next mic. Your Vikings, Mac. Here we go. Let's talk about it.
Hoofda.
I
Well,
know,
I've
right?
been complaining for 3 hours worth of Purple Daily about this, and I'll give you my takes on O-line committee. But I mean, you guys actually know what you're looking at from like a professional football standpoint. So we
Pain.
do the day after every Vikings game. We do on Purple Daily. If they win, it's a pie chart of praise. So you like divvy up the praise. This guy gets 10%. So it was my turn to do a pie chart of blame off that game last night. And I gave the majority of the blame to Kevin O'Connell. And there's a bunch of injuries and injuries
fair.
factor in. But I just thought the punt on 4th and 1, down by 9 with 9.5 left, kicking it back to a team that's been gashing you on the ground
He
the
was
entire
pissy.
night.
He was pissy.
That's what I thought. He got emotional and said, "Screw it, we're punting."
He got pissy that JJ missed Naylor. Right? He got like, "Oh,
Yes.
just punt it." Right? Like I think he put emotion ahead of logic at that point in time. And that's, I mean, it's understandable. We're all human, right? It's probably one of those where he wants that back and he's going to be upset about it. But it happens, right? It happens. You're so frustrated with your offense. You're so frustrated with your rookie quarterback and your backup center and your backup left tackle. Like, there's just so much frustration going on in your brain. You're like, all right, let's just give it to the defense to see if they can get him stopped. Like that's how it happened in that moment. And then probably as soon as the ball left the punter's foot, he looked up at the clock and was like,
God, I messed up.
probably shouldn't have done that. Like, probably shouldn't have done that. But at the same time, he comes on the post-game presser last week against the Bears, and he says, hey, I got to get Jordan Mason the football more. I got to run the football more. I got to change my philosophy. I thought Jordan Mason was hurt in the first quarter of the game. I was like, he must have got hurt in warmups or something, because why is he not in, like, why are we putting old man Jones out here to run the football? He does well catching the football. He does well in the screen game, all that stuff. But you got to set the tone, man. You got to set the tone that this is, and tell the message to your O-line, tell the message to the Atlanta Falcons. We're here to run the football and not put it on JJ's shoulders.
You know who did that? The Falcons
Yes.
did last night.
Hey, but the problem is
They couldn't run the ball worth dick week one. They couldn't do anything. And then they were like, hey, we're just going to run the football. Right? We're down to our backup right tackle. Doesn't matter. We're just going to run the football. And they set the tone early, and they had the Vikings defense on their heels. I mean, I remember the old Zimmer shirts where it's like pass, run, punt. It's the opposite with Kevin O'Connell. It's run, pass, punt. Like he runs
pass.
I mean, he gets it to second and 3, and then it's like pass, punt. It's like, dude, it's okay to call 2 run plays 2 times in a row. It really is. It's really okay. You don't have to, like, all of a sudden get the devil on your shoulder, pass the football, pass it, and then just panic and pass it. It's as simple as when you're on the goal line. Right, you get down to the 2-yard line. Great throw by McCarthy, corner, right? Fantastic ball placement, great catch. You just hand it to Jordan Mason 4 times if that's what it takes.
Right.
That's what you do. But you do a trick little gimmick, fake handoff, fake pitch. JJ drops the ball. Then there's panic on the side on the field. Then it gets a delay of game. Then you get it compounded for him, and I think he emotionally spun himself up a little bit more than I've ever seen him do before. Yeah. That's my take on it. That's my take on it. I think he just emotionally spun himself up more, and it happens. We're all emotional creatures on that football field. It happens to the best of us times, and it happened to Kevin O'Connell last night.
But you said it best, like last week or the week before. Passing's in his DNA. It's what he is. No matter what, he is going to pass the ball. The problem becomes when you pass the ball, and then all of a sudden we start taking sack after sack after sack. Now it's like, okay, listen, we have to ease this pain somehow. We have to fix this. And I'm not saying that, like, Mackey wants to throw a lot of blame on KOC. And yes, I agree. He was the one calling the plays. At some point, he could have mitigated how many times we were passing the ball, make this easy, give it to Jordan Mason. Like, we can do something, right? But the offensive line at the same time, at times we're sliding the wrong way. Twists are getting home. Like, Pandora's box is officially open. And even when CD comes back, these teams are going to be testing this offense so much. They're going to be coming after him, pinning their ears back. It's almost like last night, I expected the game to go the complete opposite way. I was expecting B-Flow to have his way with the Falcons, and it was like, okay, they're missing Caleb Gary. Like, all of a sudden, this is going to be a different offensive line, right? First play, 20 yards. I was like, oh, God, this is not.
Second play, 8 yards.
Second play, 20 yards the other way. I go, oh, we're really not having a good day. My wife looks at me. She's like, what's wrong? I go, this could be a really bad day. Because if you can run the ball against a defense that loves to be exotic and throw pressures at you, but isn't really built with any 300-pound behemoths in the middle that want to go, I'll eat all of you at the same time, you are in for a long day. And then on the opposite end, before halftime, you give up 5 sacks and throw an interception. All of a sudden, the Atlanta Falcons are looking at themselves like, hey, Kirko, you want to go toss one out here against the old Timo? Kidding. You can't. Sit down. No,
Also,
sit down.
Did you guys notice he never took his helmet off?
Dude,
no.
Why
would you?
The entire game buttoned up, not even like up, like chin strapped. And my wife at one point goes, "Why does he have his helmet on?" I was like, "I think it's so he can hear the play call." And she's like,
but you can get an earpiece.
She's like, "They're on." That's what she goes. She goes, "Can't they give out earpieces?" It's like, yeah, they can.
He's dialed in.
He should have had a fresh haircut with his new great clips. He should have been looking dialed up, and instead he hit there. And I guarantee you, they were looking at him like, "You want to do this, huh? One time."
I mean, I will say this: I think Penix is going to be a really good stud in this league. Like, I think he's figuring himself out. I mean, this was only his 5th start, maybe his 6th start.
His 5th,
like, he's starting to look like, okay, you're going to be a dude in this league, like the changing of the guard, like all of that piece. I want to give McCarthy grace. I want to be like, it was your second start.
You have to, dude.
You've gone off Monday Night Football. You had a kid this week. Like, your emotions have got to be just through the roof of what's going on. Now it's Sunday Night Football, all the bright lights. I'm willing to give him a little grace. But you're talking now about out of 8 quarters, 7 of them have been an F. Like a complete F, right? One was an A+, right? But the other ones are F. I mean, he's got to start climbing the ladder of making better decisions with the football, getting the ball out of his hands quicker. And I hope that comes, because if he has another week like this going into next week, I think the panic button is going to start getting pressed a little bit in Vikingsville.
See, that's the thing. You've hit on, like, I get what the Vikings are doing here. You had to find a quarterback of the future. You had to get that rookie scale contract, and you had to hit the start button at some point.
Yes.
but they won 14 games last year. They added to the roster. They have a lot of veterans on this team, and they're in this precarious situation where now there's a bunch of injuries that are also contributing here, and that matters.
Not helping.
But they've set themselves up for a short-term step back at the most important position while the roster is ready to win a lot more games and move forward more aggressively. So the bet that they're making as an organization is, hey, even though Aaron Rodgers wanted to play here, we probably could have had Sam Darnold or Daniel Jones for a little bit more money if you would have, made those offers for better immediate quarterback play. We're going to say no to that and make a bet that JJ McCarthy's learning curve can be shortened in time to mesh with the age of this roster. And the first 2 weeks, it's dicey because you've got some guys who are ready to rock and roll here. And I want to run this by you guys. I was kind of shocked at how much Kevin O'Connell trusted McCarthy in certain situations. There was a 3rd and 18 early in the game. And when most coaches with a second time ever starting quarterback are calling a draw play or a screen and just like move forward and punt. And he's got McCarthy dropping back with a backup left tackle, injuries all over the place, and he hits Thielen for a first down for like 20 yards. Then, end of the first half, 10 seconds left, buried in your own end zone. Literally, like Andy Reid takes a knee in that spot probably. And KOC drops, literally just, hey, cut one loose 30 yards down the field. It's a 50-yard strike to Jefferson, sets up the field goal. So they worked. And then you get the 3rd and 1 where the game's kind of on the line. And if it's me, I'm just leaning forward for a yard if possible. But nope, hey, that's a one-on-one on the outside. That's a 40-yard pass. He's asking and trusting McCarthy to do things that you would ask of a veteran quarterback in his second start, which is interesting.
Which I can appreciate that. Like, I can appreciate you're trusting the kid and you're letting him grow and understanding there's going to be growing pains. But
you're making it really hard, though.
It's not a sustainable model. It's not a sustainable model because as much as you want to say McCarthy has the it factor, and I'm not saying he doesn't, he's still a rookie. Like, I don't care that he did nothing last year and he was in the league. He's a rookie.
He is a rookie by all
definition. And you know who had the most
definition.
fragile psyches in the world are? Rookie freaking quarterbacks.
QBs.
Right? Because guess what? Like you said, that roster, you think Jonathan Allen and Hargrave are looking at each other like, oh, we'll just ride the wave this year. They're going to get frustrated. They're old. They came to the Vikings to win a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Right? They are frustrated because they understand I don't have 3 years. Like, there's plenty of veterans on this team that are going, I don't have 3 years. Brian O'Neill, I probably don't know if I have 3 years left in me to let this thing right the ship. Like, I need to win now. And that's where the chasm will start to build, if there becomes one, of, man, what are we doing at the quarterback position when we've got all-world receiver, we've got a tight end. I mean, Hawkinson has been non-existent for 2 weeks, right? And I know people are like, oh, but like, if you only, how many snaps did they have last week? Like I
think they only ran like 40 offense. They've run the fewest.
So you're talking about you've only had 40. You haven't cracked the 50s 2 weeks in a row. Your defense is going to get absolutely worn out. Then you saw it in the fourth quarter. Like, after that punt, the defense had no life left in them. Like, the surrender Cobras, the white flag, like, they had nothing left in the tank.
You saw that Algier touchdown. I know we all saw it.
No, they did that on purpose.
I know, right? But still, dude.
But it's just also like that's the mentality where, like, the defeatedness of it. And Brian Flores can get them up and do whatever you have to do, but human nature will walk in. And Booney, you and I were on that 2016 Vikings team.
Don't do it.
Right? We were there. Our defense was lights out. Our offense was sputtering. We couldn't get things going. We couldn't get things going right. Eventually, it starts to separate offense and defense. It just naturally happens. And I'm not saying the Vikings are there yet. Don't take this there.
They're not in Miami level right now.
But that is the path. That is the path in which we will go if you have 2 more weeks of bad JJ McCarthy. But if you have 2 more weeks of bad JJ McCarthy and the Vikings and the freaking defense is still holding them to field goals and field goals and field goals, and only the touchdown they let up was just to let them score so we can get the ball back, people will start to get upset. There will be issues in the locker room. There will be issues outside. It's just human nature of how the NFL works.
The problem is, though, Mackey's right. You should be running the ball more and making this
100%.
easier.
We're all right. We're all
right. That's why I know we are all right, and that's why we're kind of looking at this like, hey, man, if I'm on this team, I'm starting to look at KOC and be like, dude, just run the ball a little bit more. Take a little bit off this young dude, right?
He just can't.
I know, but you have to. This is called adapting to the NFL. Mackey said it. We're on this rookie scale quarterback. We're doing this. We're paying everybody else. We have to let everybody else cook. Dude, Hawk could easily be cooking in some play action. Easily. At the same time, JJ can cook in play action. He's our deep field threat. All of a sudden, you traded for a running back. Why are we not using him enough? These are the things. This is exactly why I picked this offensive line, because I was like, all right, well, they're great pass protectors, which totally I'm eating my words right now, aren't I? After 5 sacks in the first half, it's okay. We'll get better.
Yeah,
but
how
we're
much
also
of those,
missing
you guys
CD.
watched the film?
I watched.
How much of those are on offensive line versus quarterback not seeing it?
Four of them were on the O line.
4 of them were on the O line. One was on JJ. 4 was
one
on
was
the
on one was on KOC because they were lined up wrong. They all slid right, and the running back stepped up to the right, and it should have been the running back steps up to the left. So I don't know who was wrong on that. It's either the O line. Well, technically the O line would never slide the wrong way. We're not stupid.
All 5 of them went the right.
So the running back was on the wrong side, and so it's like that falls either on JJ or KOC because somebody got misaligned. But 2 of them were on twists. One of them was on Brian because he had to squeeze on a 5-man, but the guy ended up bailing late. It's scheme. It's them looking at this going, they really want to let this dude stand back there 35 times and throw it? Blitz the shit out of him right now. Hit him with something special. Why? Because we want to see how good he is. He is still a rookie. And until you break the mold of being a rookie, they're going to throw every single thing at you. Why? Because you're a rookie. Yeah. You physically have to throw that ball while 2 guys are coming free in your face. And all of a sudden it's like, okay, now I want to see you. I want to see you make that throw now, homie. Right? It's putting pressure on him. And how do you take the pressure off? Hey, let's go 12 personnel. Give me 96 G lead. You want to throw pressure? I'm going to throw pressure right back at you. I'm going to throw some hamster right in your face. Like, this is how you counter this. And then all of a sudden, on 3rd and 1, you can do your silly little play action where he hides the ball and you got your 40-yard touchdown, whatever it is. Like, in my opinion, he's making this harder than it has to be. And that's where the defense is going to turn around and go, hey, man, we got some real playmakers over here. Why don't you let some of these other guys cook a little bit, take a little bit off the rookie's shoulders? He doesn't have to be throwing this so much. He doesn't have to be getting hit so hard. Like one of those sacks, he got flipped end over end. The one where School got beat around the edge, that dude literally picked him up and body slammed him. And it was like, okay, he came off of surgery from last year. Yeah. We don't know how many more hits like this he's going to
I also don't understand why he's not running more. Like, and I don't know if that's like hey, don't run. This is a National Football League. We need you to stay healthy, or him just trying to force the ball. Like, there's a few times, I mean, you watch Mahomes, it's like escape for 6, escape for 8, escape for 11. Like, it's okay to do some of that, and then that slows the pass rush down, right? Because if you escape out of your lanes, then you know he's going to scamper. Like, there's just a lot of growing pains, and that's what it is. It's all growing pains, right? I mean, I was with Josh Allen when he was a rookie. Listen, I was with him. We had growing pains.
Those were growing pains.
We were 6-10. He was throwing interceptions left and right. Like, there's growing pains with these young quarterbacks. The difference is our roster was nowhere near what the Vikings roster is. It wasn't even close.
That's what ratchets the pressure up. And by the way, I'm glad you brought up Josh Allen because Positive Phil at like 1:30 in the morning after a 2-hour post-game show last night was like, there's got to be like a silver lining in here. And out of curiosity,
he spins out of bed.
Josh Allen, you did worse.
His wife was like, "Go to sleep."
Right. But Booney has a connection here that I'm gonna name as well. But I went back like 40 years of 1st and 2nd round quarterbacks.
You have issues at 2 in the morning too.
I do. Well, it's hard. Even if you don't play in these games, it's hard to just like go to sleep afterwards. You're all wired up. So JJ McCarthy's passer rating after 2 games is like 68 or some crappy number. And so I found every quarterback drafted in the 1st and 2nd round going back like 40 years. Now I was curious.
Statistically speaking.
If you dig into some of the analytics here, how many of them are just like shitty through their first 5 games? Not 2 games, but 5 games or more. And it's actually kind of incredible. I drew the line at just if you have a 75 or lower passer rating, it's really bad. It's like the Christian Ponder career passer rating line or worse, right?
Anthony Richardson.
Yeah. So if it's like 75 or worse,
catching strays.
It's bad. Right. And here's a list of guys drafted 1st and 2nd round through 5 starts who were awful, 75 or lower passer rating. Peyton Manning, Jared Goff, Josh Allen, Matthew Stafford, Baker Mayfield, Sam Bradford, Donovan McNabb, Joe Flacco, Carson Palmer, Matt Ryan, Andrew Luck. Bo Nix last year was really bad the first month.
Yep.
He's also like 29 years old. Eli Manning, Alex Smith had one of the worst 5-game starts to his career of any quarterback. Alex Smith was like no touchdowns, 10 picks in the first 5 games in San Francisco. Steve Young, Troy Aikman, John Elway, Randall Cunningham, Drew Bledsoe.
There's some names on that list.
So here's the thing. Imagine if after 5 games of all of those guys, if we were like, bust, sucks, judgment made, no chance for improvement. Now, some of those guys had like rebuilding rosters too, which is part of the reason why they were bad. The Vikings have a really good roster. But I just I saw that list and I was like, all right, it might take 5 games, a year. It might take 2 years. But are the
you
Vikings
don't have 2
in a
years,
place where they
That's
can
the
wait
problem.
2
You're
years
not
to-
listening to the conversation. We have
when
no
you draft
time.
I am.
when you draft
No.
those quarterbacks in the top 10, right? So many of those names that you just ran through, what was the purpose of drafting those quarterbacks?
To save
Fix
the garbage
the
franchise.
franchise.
Right.
Yep.
Fix the franchise, right? We drafted JJ McCarthy to drive the car, right? It wasn't fix the franchise. It was just drive the car.
Don't screw it up.
And that's not a fair thing to put on him, right? But that's the reality of the NFL.
That's where we're at right
It's
now.
the reality of the NFL. You don't get to pick your position. You don't get to pick where you go. You get the opportunity that is given to you, and it's a great opportunity.
You should want it.
But you can't expect him to come out and be Baker Mayfield right away. You can't expect
John
him
Elway. You can't expect him to be John Elway. That's what
I think.
he's really
I think
expecting
what
him to
people
be.
were hoping is he was going to be C.J. Stroud. Right, people were hoping he was going to come in and light the world on fire like C.J. Stroud did as a rookie. Right, those dudes are rare. Like the rookies that can come in and just light the world on fire is a rarity. And that's what I'm saying. These are growing pains. It's just a totally different situation when you're having growing pains going, listen, we drafted this dude to fix it. It's going to be okay versus we built a Super Bowl roster and let 2 quarterbacks walk out of here that have winning records.
That are doing really well.
How
right
would
now.
you guys feel?
Or tied. I
asked-
guess it's Sam Darnold's 1-1, but like Daniel Jones is
Daniel
2-0.
Jones 2-0.
Aaron Rodgers
Darn-
1-1.
Darnold,
Like,
Darnold was never an option because like the $30 million, your
You
roster
can't pay
would look
him that.
different.
Yeah, no, you can't pay him that.
But
Daniel
Aaron,
Jones was an
I want to
option.
throw 2 other names. Let's say just for fun, you do alternate reality here, and you put JJ McCarthy back on the shelf for do the Jordan Love plan or something, and you get to start the season over 17 games of either Aaron Rodgers or your guy Daniel Jones.
Daniel Jones.
And then what does it look like? And
I'm
what's
too,
their-
if
Look what
Daniel
he's doing
Jones
down
if
there.
Daniel Jones can do what he's doing in Indy, this team eats. This team eats.
Let's be fair though. In Indy, they have a great running back, and they use him, and he had a great week last week.
Oh,
and that's
Jonathan
the
Taylor's an
1-2.
absolute stud.
But that's the 1-2, right? And that's what we're all saying here is KOC needs to use the 1-2 better. He's just throwing one. He's just throwing jabs, and he's like, "Come on, JJ, get it, go, go, go!" And eventually, it's like, listen, the dude doesn't have to do this much. Take a look around the league. You can put it on other people's shoulders. You can make this a committee of people if you want to.
Here's the issue. That ship has sailed because now you're down your starting center. You hope you get CD back.
They
but
need
if-
CD back.
But if he's
badly.
not back, then you're down to your 3rd string left tackle. Like, and now if you want to try and now make the pivot and be like, now we have to run the football, now you're doing it with one hand tied
Well,
behind your back.
You need to.
like
is CD back
that's
this
where
week?
it's hard. Who knows? I don't.
Well,
think
you need
anyone
to be
knows.
because Trey
I think-
Hendrickson's coming in, and
I think it's a week to
week.
week. I think it's a week to week thing. I think CD practices every week and then decides on Thursday or Friday if I'm ready to go or not.
They
And again,
need him
I don't
back.
know. I have no idea. I'm not at practice,
Mackey.
but it's one of those things where he hasn't. It's not like he's on the injury report as like not practicing. Like he's practicing every week. He's limited, but he's still practicing every week. I mean, in training camp, there was reports he was taking all the 1 reps.
I
and,
was
like,
there. He would look
and
great.
so it's one of
Didn't
those
he,
things
Mac?
where like, is this something where CD's going, I'm not going on the field until I feel like I'm personally 100% ready? Or is this the Vikings going, hey, this was the plan? Right? Was this the plan to get you through the first 3 weeks of the season and then let you work in? I honestly think it's a week-to-week thing, but now it's going to look at CD and be like, hey, it's week to week, but it's
We
the
need
week,
some help,
right?
dude. We've opened this box
It's the
badly.
week, right? There's a lot of issues going on there, but it's going to be really fascinating to see. I mean, Kansas City. No, excuse me, not Kansas City. Who did they play this week?
Bengals,
They
baby.
play the
Bengals.
Burrow-less Bengals.
All right, let's go. Let's pivot here. We beat
Easy
this.
segue.
We beat this dead horse enough, but Joe Burrow, 3 months.
Can I get a new MVP, please?
We might have to repick our MVP here because that's
a new one.
But here's my question.
I'm
Boone.
comfortable
Did you
with
watch,
Lamar Jackson.
Did you watch that game? Did you watch the Bengals game?
Yes, I did.
Chunks of it.
Explain to me one thing. Why does the offense look more efficient when Jake Browning's in?
I don't know.
Do you agree with me, though?
little
Do you
bit.
agree with me when Jake Browning came into the football game, the offense became more efficient? And I don't know if that's because Burrow's constantly looking for the deep shot, if he holds on the ball a little too long, or if the play calling gets dumbed way down, or if a defense comes in and goes, Joe Burrow's not here, safeties, don't worry about getting the top blown off you, right? Like, I don't know, but there's just something about that offense ran the ball more with Chase Brown. They got some things going, but, I mean,
3 INTs didn't help him, but
3 months. I mean, yeah, he threw a bunch of interceptions, but 3 months with Joe Burrow. I mean, they're staring at a 500 season in the face, and Zach Taylor getting fired.
He's
In a year, by the way, ironically, they start 2-0 for the. They've
Right.
been searching
You
for
lose
this.
time.
Searching
you lose
for
your
this
number one
start.
player, dude.
He's leading in Andrew Luck territory, man. His body can't keep taking these beatings. Andrew Luck was a physical specimen.
Yes, he
like
was.
that dude was big. He was put together, and he had to retire because he got hit.
Big
too
win
many
for
times.
Stanford this weekend,
Yeah,
by the way.
they got it
believe
done.
that?
Let's go
right?
the tree.
Joe Burrow's not built like Andrew Luck. Joe Burrow is not put together like Andrew Luck was, and he's taken so many hits over the years. I think his body is slowly just.
And I think this is the one that has officially gotten Zach Taylor out. I mean, you have hurt this dude, and we all know why. The offensive line just has not been able to do it. And for whatever reason, year after year, this guy, like Jay said, has been taking way too many hits. Way too many. He's one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL when he's on. Like, when he's on fire, him and Jamar Chase are the nastiest combo. Like, they can make things sizzle. And now you don't have him for 3 months. You're paying him $55 million. I'm going to say that again. You're paying him $55 million. You're not going to see him the rest of the year because your O-line sucks.
Well, here's
And
something
I think
fascinating
that we
to think
told
about.
everybody that they suck. But the problem was, once again, we're going against the grain, and we could be like, hey, our O-line sucks. Let's just get the ball out quick, right? Let's, like, quick hitters, make it happen, a couple max protections, we'll figure it out. Instead, it's like, let's do this 5-man thing and just hope that it goes well. And it's like, now we broke his toe, and he doesn't have anything, and we're done. And yeah, Jake Browning can come in and be efficient as he wants, but the problem is you're throwing 3 interceptions, and you're going to play a good team unlike Jacksonville, and they're just going to demolish you, and you're not going to have anything. And here we are again. We have no money because we paid 3 guys, and one of them's not even playing right now. This could not be any worse for Cincinnati. Could not be any worse.
It's bad. It's
real bad.
Bad
Yeah,
news bears.
Zach, I hate to say it, man, but this is how it goes. This is how the ship sails off because they were like, hey, you had years to fix the O-line. We've been asking for years because the guy in the backfield is incredible. I remember like 4 years ago watching him as a rookie. He took a hit from the Packers. His helmet was backwards. I remember vividly watching it going, he's dead. He is dead. He came back in 2 plays later and threw like 3 more touchdowns. And I was like, this kid is amazing. Please just protect him. They haven't done that once. And it's sad that you bring up Andrew Luck because I was one of the biggest Andrew Luck fans in the world. And I got to meet Andrew several times. And he is by far one of the greatest humans you will ever sit down and talk to. Like, he is an awesome dude. And you think of how terrible it was that they booed him when he had to retire. But then you think of how bad he was beaten up, like how badly he could barely walk, and it was like that's exactly what they did to Burrow. They beat him down so bad again. Now he's out again another season. Like, what was first? It was the ACL. Now he's got this. There was another one in between, wasn't there?
He had like a wrist or something. Was it a
Yeah,
wrist?
there's a
injury
wrist or
that
a
knocked him
thumb,
off?
something like.
Yeah.
You can't keep your quarterback healthy and you expect to win the division. You're not even playing football anymore, dude. You're playing survival mode, and it's sad and pathetic at the same time because you have all the resources to go out. How many guys would love to play for Cincinnati? But it's like they just never pay anybody, and it's terrible.
I had not really thought about the Andrew Luck comparison until you brought it up. It's
great.
But it feels like it's
sad.
headed down that path a little bit.
Sucks, dude. I mean,
And now Andrew Luck, on game day this weekend, they did a big so Stanford got their first win of the year at home against Boston College, and the game day did a big like checking in on Andrew Luck thing as the general manager of Stanford football, and it's hey guys, welcome in. You know, he's like helping at practice and stuff. And the story was told about so he gets the playbook for the install like in the spring of whatever year he was drafted, and the first day of training camp practice or the first day of OTAs or it must have been like the first organized 11-on-11, and he checks at the line of scrimmage to like a check in the very back of a play that he should not have even like landed on in the playbook yet. Generational talent. Burrow's the same way, man. Like you hope that he's if he needs to take the rest of the year and if they need to like do a reset there, but that organization has just done a bad job.
They could be doing so much better too. It's insane to me. And
it's crazy you're saying the organization did a bad job where they've been to the Super Bowl, they've been to the AFC Championship game. Like, it's just one of those things that I was talking to my business partner this morning, Chris, and he was talking about, he saw a thing that they did a study where they studied like 20 teams that paid 3 players or more 50% of the cap, right? And how there was only really one of those teams that did well. And then there was like a handful of teams that were like playoff teams, and then majority of the teams were all below 500.
Yeah.
Right, or right at 500. And the reason for that is when you put all your eggs into 3 baskets, right? 3 players, you're 1 injury away from being toast. Right? And that's what happened is when you go all in on 3 players and one of those players gets hurt, there is no reset button. There is no come back from this. You don't have the ability to go out and sign a huge free agent or go get someone like, or you have to make a trade or whatever it might be. It's just they're kind of stuck in this reoccurring loop of, okay, well, Trey Hendrickson got paid. Well, he can't get hurt. But what if Jamar Chase? And it's why the teams don't like doing this. Yeah, but right. It's what happens when you're in the NFL and you have talented players. You got to pay them, or you got to do what Jerry did and say we're going to let him walk and we're going to figure it out. Like, it's just fullback. Yeah. It's hard. It's hard to decide who's right or wrong here because this is the whole thing where Jerry was like, well, what if he gets hurt? Right. And obviously you said that about Cincinnati. Like, well, what if Joe Burrow gets hurt again? Well, he did. Right. And now you're going to have to wear it. And this is just part of what happens when you have a superstar. And if he gets hurt, there's nothing you can do about it.
We have breaking news.
Breaking news?
Breaking NFL news as we record this podcast.
Do it.
Back to our Vikings conversation here. So according to multiple Vikings beat writers, JJ McCarthy suffered an ankle sprain on Sunday. And the expectation is he will not play against the Bengals. No Joe Burrow. No JJ McCarthy.
Can they flex that off? Kick it to a noon game?
It is a noon game.
Okay, good. It's not a primetime game?
No, it's already a noon game. How about that?
Oh my god.
No JJ. So this is going to be McCarthy.
We
Burrow.
just talked about it. Did we not just talk about how he cannot take these hits? I promise you, we have been there. We were 6 inches away from these quarterbacks when they got hit, and the sound they make is sometimes hard to listen to. It hurts your soul because you're like, was that a pig squealing or somebody slaughtering it? Because it sounds really... Dude, it's bad, right? He was taking hits yesterday that I was like, oh, I felt that in my soul. God, that hurts. I can't. Okay. I can't right now. I can't. I'm with you, Mackie. The pie chart of blame is going harsh.
But here's what's going to happen now.
I have a question. If Carson Wentz dials it up, you slow cook the return from the ankle first, like, right? Like, okay, wait another week. Bye weeks coming up.
Is there any reason for us to think that it won't happen? Think about KOC's history with veteran quarterbacks, right? Dobbs, Mullins, Wentz.
Wentz is about to get $100 million.
Wentz is the next line of guys in the quarterback to plug into a friendly system and go, okay, I can throw the ball to 18. Right? Like, I can throw the ball to Hawkinson. I can get the ball out of my hand. I know what I'm seeing. I know where I'm going. This could be a blessing in disguise for JJ McCarthy. Right? Hey, bro, you got 2 games in. Let's take a little bit of a step back.
That's not
Let's
a blessing,
get our breath
dude.
in.
You're benching
If Carson can go in there and play well, it's a blessing in disguise for JJ McCarthy to get a little bit of a breath.
But that's the problem. If he comes in and does well, it's not going to be a little breath. It's going to be a long breath because they're going to be like, you know what, JJ, why don't you wait a little bit?
No shot. No shot. They'll give him a slow cook on the injury, but as soon as he's deemed healthy, he's right back in. But there's no rush.
Okay,
Mackie's saying, what if
if
Carson cooks,
Wentz comes in?
What if he cooks? Which I don't see happening.
Stud.
He's Carson. He's Carson.
Do that. When was the last time he played? By the way, last year did he play?
He played the
started
last game
week 18. Week 18 for the
It
Chiefs.
did not go well. They got beat 30-0.
Yeah. So also
just to be clear,
the Broncos had to win to get in, right?
We're not expecting this to go well against the Bengals, though, right? I mean,
for Carson Wentz,
I wouldn't say it's going to go poorly.
I think the O-line needs to shore up some things up front before I'm like, okay, I feel good about this because there was a lot of sacks taken, and I need to know that CD's coming back. Is there any updates on that?
No, and there won't be until the game.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, that's what I mean. It's a week-to-week thing. It's honestly, I think he practices on Wednesday. I think he practices on Thursday, and then on Friday he decides if he's playing or not. I honestly think that's
Aaron
what happened.
Jones also out.
Down to our backup
well, he had
center,
a
our
hammy.
backup quarterback, our backup left tackle. Boy, we are. Woo,
No
buddy.
Addison. Last game without Addison.
Your boy does have to jump and do an emergency purple daily
Oh,
here. But let's do
wow.
one more mic. One more mic. I'll throw this out.
Go ahead, hit it.
And but I know that we haven't really done anything on the Thursday night games. Let's save some Packer stuff for this week at some point. We can do some Packer stuff.
Oh, we
but
got to talk about them for sure.
I want to throw for the last mic here the NFC West as a division. If my math is right, you've got 3 2-0 teams, right? You got Niners, Rams, Cardinals, and then the Seahawks 1-1 after an impressive road win against the Steelers yesterday. That's Matthew Stafford healthy, Niners healthy enough, but also
they played the
Mac
Saints.
Jones.
Dude, Mac Jones,
They played the
300
Saints.
yards. Still, he came in and looked like he was playing a high school team. I was like, dude, what's going on right now?
I mean,
this is
that's
insane.
That's what you have to do as a backup quarterback. In this
Absolutely.
league.
Come in
like
once
Mac,
or twice and
Mac
win.
Mac Jones just extended his career 2 or 3 years.
$20 more million.
Like
easily.
literally, he just made
Easily.
another. He just made another $8
Easy.
to $20 million by just going in and showing I am a comparable. I can do this. Like I can go. I can drive the car. I'm not going to go 100 and put it in the ditch.
not
I'm
Jameis
gonna-
Winston.
I'm not
Not
going to go
crazy.
10. I'm not going to go 10 with my flashers on. Like I'm going to hit the cruise right at 55, and we're just going to roll. And I'm going to throw it to who's open. We're going to run the football with Christian McCaffrey.
Yeah.
Like he did everything that he needed to. And I mean, Purdy's going to be back in like 3 weeks. Right, so they're just going to ride. Hey, we'll ride him out here. That's the best thing that could have happened. Ride him out. Right, get Mac Jones, get the money we paid, get the worth out of him. Not have to go sign another Mike White or someone who's on the street because he just looked terrible. Right, ride it out. Get Purdy back. Get Kittle back. Right, get some of these dudes back. I mean, the Niners look like they're serviceable, and their defense picked it back up. But again, they let Spencer Rattler throw the ball over them a little bit too. Right, Spencer Rattler. I'm still not sold on the Niners defense. Like the Niners defense is still my question mark, but I think that offense just has too many weapons for them to be bad.
Dude, how about the Rams, though? Coming out, like, after a whole training camp of us being like, man, is Matt Stafford okay? Is he going to be okay?
2-0?
Dude, they're 2-0. And I'm looking at him like, okay, I'm starting to buy this now. The problem is I don't know about the Cardinals, right? Like, and I'll give you the best description I have of them.
Dude.
One play, I see Kyler Murray running down the field for 50 yards. He's going nuts, right? 2 plays later, I see him throw an insane interception, and I'm like, that's exactly what this is, right? Like every now and then we do some amazing things, and then we do something wild, like 2 plays later, and it's like
That's kind of who they are, man. They won.
that's
I
what
think
they
won
are. That's
9
why I'm like,
games
yeah,
last
I don't
year.
know. More importantly, to me, Seattle, like, yeah, you got gifted that 1 touchdown when that
Oh my
he
gosh.
walked off the field. Number 1, he walked, dude. He physically walked off the field.
I thought Tomlin was going to kill him on sight.
was like,
I thought Tomlin was
"Dude."
going to walk up to him and just give the old neck twist and be like, okay, who's next?
What's funny is I'm pretty sure that
He did the hand clap, too. He went, shit. Like,
The ball doesn't even have to touch you anymore.
no, it's live.
No.
It's
But
always been
but
live.
Did you guys
Also,
not know
it
that? When
hit
the
off
minute
his
the ball
helmet.
gets kicked, it is officially live.
Live.
It's not a
Yeah.
punt. A punt, you kick it, it's dead until it's touched. A kickoff, it
Did you
gets
see-
kicked, it's live. I
Did you
can't
see his
believe people
post-game?
don't know this.
Did you see his post game, Tomlin's?
No.
They
Do I
were
need
like,
to?
"Hey, talk me through what happened with that young guy there." He goes, "Young player making a mistake." They go, "Is that something you guys worked on or talked about?" He goes, "Every day of our lives." I was like, "Oh no!"
Guess who's getting
I
cut?
was like, "Oh, buddy, that's
Listen,
that's
what I
not
loved
gonna
about
be
this, though,
good."
they held DK. And you know DK was coming back for some revenge, right? Like, and the fact that in the second half they came back and they were like, no, we got this. Like, I'm starting to believe a little bit more in Seattle, and I love their O-line, and I think that they should be running the ball with those 2 running backs. But Sam Darnold out there is doing a good job.
He
of
threw a
priming
couple
that guy.
bad picks. I think he had
For
2
sure.
I think he had 2 bad picks. But I'll say this: Jackson Smith and Jigba is headed towards a superstar in this league.
He's a
Like
stud.
he is heading
Oh,
to
yeah.
be a top 10 receiver
Where's he from?
in this league.
Stop that.
That school.
Stop it.
Oh, did Nebraska win? Did Minnesota win? Oh,
Nebraska won? Hey, Nebraska's 3-0.
who'd
baby.
you guys play?
Who'd you beat?
St.
Houston
Mary's
Christian?
Oh, Houston Christian. Yeah, I saw HC. I go, who the hell is HC, Johnny? He's like,
I
"Dude, I
was,
think it's.
I was on the field pregame, and I was like, this is borderline not safe. Like, these dudes were so small. And, like, they're out there pregame with their phones, like, filming the atmosphere. And I was like,
Mom,
oh.
look where I am.
2 weeks ago, my Gophers played Northwestern State.
It was
66
the
reps, they
same
stopped
way.
The game.
It was the
Here's a
same way.
question. Maybe you already know this, but there's 50 states, right? What state is Northwestern State in?
Illinois.
Northwest Missouri State.
No, Northwestern State.
Northwest
Northwestern State?
States.
It's not Missouri.
Illinois. It's not Missouri. Is it
Indiana?
Wisconsin?
Maryland. Where?
Vermont.
I can't keep doing this.
5 more guesses.
Rhode
Maine.
Island.
It's in
Connecticut.
Louisiana.
It's in Louisiana.
Shut up. Are you
After the
serious?
game, I was like, you could have given me 47 guesses at states, and I still would have gotten that wrong.
Yeah.
Northwestern States. And it's in
Hey,
Louisiana.
Michigan,
We're over
though.
here like Vermont. We're
Michigan,
idiots.
Michigan coming to town this weekend for the Huskers boys. Come on.
Do you feel
Big
good
wins.
about that? Do you
I feel great
good?
about it. I feel
Do
great
you?
about it. I
Do
feel
you?
great about it. I do.
Okay. Go
Feel
beat
good
up
about
that
it.
team. Do you play Ohio State?
I mean, it's
this
not
year?
the powerhouse
Do you
Cal.
play any teams? Do you play any teams?
We
this year?
pay Penn State.
Oh,
Dude,
do
our
you? So
record.
you're gonna lose
we
to
have
Penn State.
Nebraska has the Indiana record or the Indiana schedule from last year, right? Where it's like you get one of the powerhouses, and then you get kind of the middle of the road packs all the way through. Like because Michigan's not what it was 2 years ago.
No.
They don't have Sharon Moore.
No.
Like, they're not on the sideline there. This place
Biff,
is going to be
dude. By the way, Biff.
This
shout
place
out
is
to
going to
Biff.
be. This place is going to be absolutely bananas,
But
right?
can-
And so,
can-
if we can win
no.
this game, we'll be. I think we could be undefeated heading into Penn State.
And then you're going to lose that game. So that's
That's
great
all right.
that you feel.
If we're
that
still
way.
an 11-1 team, you're still making the playoff.
Wow.
Okay.
Nebraska 11-1 now.
Whoa!
Okay,
What
let's
did
take
you
a
just
deep
say?
breath.
Since 1995, have they
Listen,
been 11-1?
You guys
Don't
might
you
drink
dare.
the Kool-Aid up there.
No,
I drink
no,
the
no, no,
Roulade.
no,
I'm
no,
drinking
no.
the Roulade
Oh
here
my
in Nebraska.
God.
Hey,
Cut
ding
his
him
mic.
now.
Go Big
Love
Red.
thy
Go Big
captain.
Red.
Love
Go
thy
Big
captain.
Red.
The show is over. The show is
I-
ended.
Go
Wow.
Big Red.
I am done.